Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and it's Monday, January 30th, which means it's time for another Pokemon news update thingy here on the channel. First of all, I want to issue an apology because all weekend during the Pokemon Sapphire videos, I was saying that I was planning to go for some Pokemon TCG online matches, some viewer battles with some folks out there using one of the theme decks for the Sun and Moon expansion. As it turns out, I didn't get around to recording anything because for the past week or so, I've been kind of suffering some really bad back and leg pain. And after my day Sunday, I decided I'm going to relax a little bit, try to ease off pressure on the leg. And it turned out that became sort of an extended recuperation time, I guess I call it, on Sunday evening. And I didn't get around to recording anything. But when I thought about it, I realized actually this week is going to be a bit different than our usual TCG videos anyway. I'm still going to see if I can record something for Wednesday for the theme deck, because I did pick up the Primarina theme deck online. But with Sun and Moon, the expansion for TCG coming out on Friday, I'm going to be doing my usual routine of getting 10 booster packs online and putting together a deck based off just what I get in these packs, and some trainer cards, of course, and some basic energy, and see what sort of a deck I can make with my first 10 online booster packs. So it's going to be a bit of a different format anyway for this week, so there wouldn't be time for viewer battles, and we're showing off some new cards on Friday of the new expansion. But to make up for that, I am dedicating myself. Sunday evening, I am going to be doing some viewer battles with you folks out there. So I'll put another video on the channel, let you know when that's going to be happening. And just basically seeing if we can set up some matches with some folks out there as a throwback to you for helping get the channel to, we're almost at 1,100 subscribers now, which is pretty awesome. So I want to see if I can give you guys some notoriety on the channel by getting some battles featuring you folks out there. So stay tuned on Sunday evening. I'll put a video up letting you know when I'm looking for some battles. We'll try to see if we can, sync up some viewers against myself in some videos, and as I'll mention in the what would you call it? I guess the regular usual upload this week on Friday of the new cards, I'll be mentioning what cards you want to see me use from the new expansion. Probably I'm expecting some Pokemon GX to be high in that list, but let me know what cards you want to see me use, and I guess what you could actually do is leave a request for a certain card and try to strategize against it for recordings on Sunday. That could be a little sneaky thing you could try to pull off, but I'm up for the challenge. I'll see if I can pull through whatever card you want to see me use in the video, and we'll just go from there. But anyway, again, apologies, I didn't get things recorded this Sunday, and the format is going to be different this week because of how the new cards are coming out. But we'll get back on track this weekend. Like I say, I'm going to make it a point, say 7 o'clock p.m. Atlantic time, and I hate giving a time in case I don't meet that time, but currently the plans are 7 p.m. Atlantic time. I'll be looking for some online battles in the new Pokemon Sun and Moon expansion and Pokemon TCG Online, so stay tuned for that on Sunday. And I also want to mention that the Alola friendly online competition did take place this past weekend. Unfortunately, I didn't participate because, to be completely honest, I forgot to register for it. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. My team is not really prepared yet for online battling, so although I've been doing kind of decent in some of the online matches in the free battle and battle spot, but as far as a dedicated competition, my guys are not really prepared for that just yet. Although I do now have some more Pokemon to choose from, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I wasn't quite ready for the online competition, but I'll be ready for the next one. And again, I'm going to dedicate myself to make sure I get registered for that next online competition, as long as I have enough Pokemon that can be participating in it. Sometimes the online competitions prevent older Pokemon from being used, and I'm hoping to be able to use my main team throughout all the generations in these online competitions, so we'll see how things play out there. And I want to remind you also of the Pokemon TCG, Pokemon TCG Sun and Moon pre-release video that did go up last week. It is showing off a lot of the new cards from the upcoming expansion coming out on Friday. There is still time, if you haven't seen that just yet, to watch that video and leave a comment to answer the question of the day in a comment. You have a chance to win one of the many, many code cards I got from the booster packs of Sun and Moon, as well as the pre-release pack that actually my nephew donated the code for. He gave me all those codes, and all I really had to do was give him some gold bottle cap or something in Sun and Moon. I don't know what the point is, but anyway, I gave him that for all these codes for you guys out there to have if you answer that question of the day, and I'll be doing the drawing for that on this coming Thursday, which is February 2nd. Is it? No, wait, the 3rd is a Thursday, isn't it? Hang on a second. I'm all mixed up here. Where's my scheduler? I can't even find where that's at. I don't know anything on here. There we go. The planner. So the 3rd... No, it's Friday. There's 31 days in January. Did you know that? I thought there was only 30. Okay, I'm now on track. Anyway, on Thursday, I'll be doing the drawing for all those code cards from the Sun and Moon pre-release video. So again, you have until Thursday to get those comments in, and the end of the day Thursday, I'll be doing some random draws. 13 code cards are up for grabs. You have a chance to win one of those many code cards for answering that question of the day. Now, I think that is all to mention for our intro stuff. Usually what I like to do at the beginning is mention that I do have a booster pack of Pokemon TCG I'll be opening in this video. It is the Breakthrough expansion, and I'll open that towards the end of the video. As always, you have a chance to win the code card for Pokemon TCG Online that comes out of this pack, just by answering the question of the day I'll give you as I open this up at the end of the video. But let's go back a week and talk about last week's question of the day. The question was, what is your favorite region in the Pokemon world and why? And we had 2 booster packs last week, Roaring Skies and Ancient Origins. The winner of the Roaring Skies booster pack is a viewer named Guinea Pigs. And Guinea Pig says, my favorite region is Kanto, because I like all the Pokemon from this region. That's your classic Gen 1 Pokemon, 151. There's a reason they're the first 151 in the Pokedex, right? Not just because they're the best, actually, not necessarily because they're the best, but because they are the originals. So that is definitely a cool region to be a fan of. Congratulations, Guinea Pigs, for the Roaring Skies booster pack code card. And the winner of the Ancient Origins booster pack code card is a viewer named Josiah Guerrera, who, you were in last week's viewer battles, were you not? I'm pretty sure I believe you were in the first one that we had. And he won the Ancient Origins booster pack, and Josiah answered, the Alola region is my favorite because of all the new Pokemon that can be obtained. It's kind of cool. One viewer says they like the original Kanto region, the next viewer says they like the most recent Alola region. So, spanning the entire 7 generations of Pokemon right there. But congratulations again to Guinea Pigs and Josiah Guerrera for winning those code cards. And as I say, you now have a chance to win the Breakthrough code card when I open this up towards the end of the video. But let's see what there is to mention in the news. Now, the first big mention, sort of coinciding with something I mentioned earlier about online competitions, Pokémon Bank has now been updated. That is right, it is now compatible with not just the Gen 6 games of X, Y, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. It's also compatible now with the Virtual Console re-releases of Pokémon Red, Pokémon Blue, and Pokémon Yellow. We can send our Gen 1 Pokemon straight up into the Alola region. Now, I've heard that the way this works is, I think Robert Gosney, another regular viewer, has pointed this out, that when you upload Pokemon from the Virtual Console games, you're guaranteed, or at least you have a super good chance, but I think he said you're guaranteed, of 3 perfect IVs and the hidden ability for these Pokemon. And I'm not sure if there's any other features or bonuses, like, you could get, if you're lucky, 6 IVs maxed out, but I think he said you're guaranteed 3 max IVs and the hidden ability, so it's actually a pretty decent way to get your Pokemon sent up. That makes me think. One of the questions people had was, if you teach Fisher to Machamp in Gen 1, because it was a TM back then, send it up with no guard, is Fisher going to be fully accurate? If all Pokemon from the Gen 1 games are going to be given their hidden ability, I guess that means you'll never have a no-guard Fisher Machamp. Unless an ability capsule can switch it from hidden ability to one of the standard abilities. I'm not sure about that, but it'd be cool if they actually thought about that at Game Freak and decided, let's make it so that Machamp's not overpowered. Let's force it to have a non-no-guard ability if you're going to have Fisher on it. Kind of interesting. But since it has been updated, or since I should say has been updated, if I want to use proper English, you can log into your Pokemon Bank account now, go to the eShop and update it first of all, of course, and you can obtain a special item from Bridget in the Pokemon Bank game. Not really game, call it a tool, I guess. Basically, you get Munium Z. It is a Mew-exclusive Z Crystal that turns its psychic attack into an attack called Genesis Supernova. Now, there's a video on Pokemon.com you can check it to see what this looks like. Basically, think of it as a bunch of orbs taking the form of like a DNA strand, and then it just impacts all the orbs against the opponent. It has a secondary effect, which is kind of nice, because I've never seen a Z move that has a secondary effect. It actually turns the battlefield into the weird condition. You know, whenever, what would it be, Tapu Lele, I believe it is. When Tapu Lele comes into battle, the battlefield gets weird, in which priority moves cannot be used on either side, I don't think. I'm pretty sure the opponent can't use them, I'm pretty sure you yourself would not be able to use them, but things like Extreme Speed, Ice Shard, Sucker Punch, they cannot be used when the battlefield is weird. And it lasts, I would think, for, I don't know, 3 turns, 5 turns, something like that. But if you have a Mew, and there was a Mew given out about a year ago during the 2016, Pokemon 20 celebration distributions for mythical Pokemon, can now get a Mew Z for that Mew, or any other Mew they might happen to have. And in other news, there's a new app game for Pokemon coming out. I had no idea this was in development or anything was going on, but it's called Pokemon Duel. And you can check out some information in the link in the description down below if you want some more detailed information. I'm giving a basic summary, basic rundown of what it is. Essentially, if you've ever played the board game Sorry, to me it seems similar to that. Sorry was a game in which you have to get 4 of your colored pegs around the outside of a board and into your goal zone. And if you landed on an opposing character's token, it would send them back to the start zone for that team. Same kind of thing for this, it looks like. You have to get your Pokemon, a team of 6, from your beginning location to a goal point, a goal zone. But if you encounter other enemy Pokemon along the way, you go into a little battle against them. From the looks of it, you have like a spinning disc on screen. You got to stop it at the right point to get decent attack, max attack, or you might miss. And I've played some games like that before. It's basically a timing kind of a game. And if you hit the opponent, you knock them aside. But if you get hit by them, you're going to get knocked aside, I would assume, as well. So it's kind of cool. It's a strategy-based game where you have to move your Pokemon across the field, encountering the enemies along the way, and doing some, I guess you call it like, light Pokemon battling. I'm sure they have classic Pokemon attacks in the game that you can make use of. But for a different kind of a strategy game, I believe it is now downloadable on both Android and Apple devices. You can go to either the Play Store or the Google Store, whatever they're called in each version, and get yourself the Pokemon Duel game and see what you think of that. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I'll probably pick it up at some point just to see what I think of that. And there are a couple of comprehensive guides online right now on Pokemon.com for a couple of things in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. They've got some updates on the Pokemon Pelago, or Pokepelago, letting you know how to make the best use out of that, giving you details on the Isle of Beans, the Isle of Plenty for berry harvesting, Isle of Fun, I think, when you go exploring. And there is the Isle Level Up, which, how does that one even work? Like, they have all the information online. I didn't really read through it all because I don't have all those islands yet in my Pokepelago in Pokemon Moon. But there's the Isle Level Up, and then there's the other one where essentially you can put Pokemon in like hot springs to boost their friendship with you, and you can also hatch eggs there apparently too. Now they've given all the information on how many beans are required and how many Pokemon are required to upgrade each island to its next stage. So if you're interested in any of that and seeing what the Pokepelago has to offer for you in-game, go to the link down below and check that out on Pokemon.com about the Pokepelago comprehensive information. Also, comprehensive information is available for the Festival Plaza. Another little feature I shouldn't say little, it's the way you go online. Another big feature in Pokemon Sun and Moon, giving you ideas on what each attraction can be, what you can get out of it, like the bouncy castles, the treasure stalls, the haunted houses, dye shops, all these different things. They tell you all sorts of information about what you can get from each of these stalls and each of these attractions in your Festival Plaza, and the best way to make use of them. See, I didn't know certain things where there seems to be 3 variations of each type of shop. For example, say the lottery houses. There is Big Dreams, Treasure Hunt, and there's another name for one of them. Each of them has a specific type of selection of items that you can obtain. Now, the one I have currently in-game gets me bottle caps and gold bottle caps if I get first or second prize. But since I'm not really going to be making use of those that much, I might want to consider getting a different, lottery house in my Festival Plaza. Thing is, though, the one I currently have is a 5-star lottery house, so it's like, you kind of want to keep that, because the higher the stars, the better stuff you can get, like, the more rare items you can get from this treasure hunt, this lottery house kind of a thing. And other things like, for example, the haunted houses you can get more items from if they have a higher star ranking. So if you want to see what all can be gotten from all of these attractions in the Festival Plaza, go to Pokemon.com or check the link in the description for this as well and get all the information you need for the Festival Plaza. And I think that is all to really mention. There's only one other thing to talk about, sort of a bad thing, but in a way kind of a good thing as well, regarding the Pokemon Global Link. Apparently, it's become apparent to Game Freak and Pokemon International that there are some people with modified save data on their games, which is basically, hacking the game to alter your Pokemon data. It has become detected that nearly 6,000 players have had this modified game data, and they've actually had a number of restrictions placed on them. Based on the official announcement, the news announcement on the Pokemon Global Link, 5,954 players have been excluded from the rankings of any rating battle they participated in so far. They will not be able to participate in any future online competitions, and they can no longer use Game Sync, play in rating battles, or participate in online competitions or global missions using the game cartridge, which was detected to have, improper game data. So, I'm kind of a mixed thought about this sort of thing. I don't believe in people using illegally modified data in any game when it comes to an online format. If I'm playing a game legitimately and I play somebody that has illegitimate data, like, let's say Max IV Shiny Rayquaza, something like that, right? With attacks that it normally can't have. That really, it alters the experience for me from what the original game was intended. So, not just using me as an example, anybody out there, I don't want someone else's experience in a game to be modified or altered by somebody's modified game data affecting that. But on a personal level, if you're not going to be using this stuff online and you want to have a new way to experience the game on your own and not affect anyone else's game, then I think that's fine. Just don't take it to an online format which is going to affect other people. If you want to have fun a different way in your own time, unaffecting other players, I say go for it. It's probably not the official way it should be seen, but I don't know. I just think of the bigger picture. As long as people online are all on the same board, on the same level, then there should not be any illegally modified stuff going on there. Me personally, I don't illegally modify anything in my 3DS games or anything like that, so I'm of course of the thought that there should not be any of that going on. But something that does concern me, and I'll mention it in, I think, Wednesday's episode of Pokemon Moon, I'll bring this up. I've tried to go online with my Pikachu that did originate from the Viridian Forest back in my Fire Red Game Boy Advance game, and in that I used a move tutor to teach him Body Slam. Now when I tried to use him online, it said there is a problem with one or more of the Pokemon in your party. When I took him out of the party, the other 5 Pokemon were usable. So I'm like, I don't know if maybe Game Freak has not put into the thought, or put into the, what would you call it, say the online team checker, that move tutors from the old Game Boy Advance games can teach legitimate moves, and maybe there might be something else wrong with Pikachu, I don't know. Maybe his super training has been kind of messed up somehow, but he was usable back in Gen 6, so I don't know why Gen 7 is preventing him, but I'm going to want to go through and check all of my other Pokemon to see, are they usable, or does the online team checker determine some of them are being illegally modified, which they are not. I am a legitimate player, through and through, whatever you want to say, and it kind of upsets me that because of hacking and stuff going on out there, some of my Pokemon may not be usable online. So, for example, if it comes down to the fact that Pikachu with Body Slam cannot be used in online competitions or in online in general, I simply will not use Pikachu in the online matches. I don't want to discourage or deter him from being used, because he's been one of my main team members from way back in Gen 1, right? But I'm not going to replace his moves as he has them if it is, if just to get him in online competitions. He is too unique as he is with this attack and all the ribbons and stuff that he's obtained. I hopefully can use him in friend battles, but I don't know, I haven't tried that just yet. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the situation. Just be warned and be aware that if you do use modifying or ways to modify your game data, it might be detected by the global link, and you might be looking at some kind of serious punishments and restrictions in the future for using that. But that is all there is to mention for the news. It is now time to open up the Breakthrough Booster Pack and break into this and see what I get. But first of course, we're going to be doing the question of the day, and this is kind of an interesting question. I was trying to think, what do I want to make this question? I was thinking of saying, what is your favorite Pokemon with an Alola form, but you prefer the previous form of, but I thought that's kind of a complicated question, and maybe some people out there don't prefer the non-Alola form Pokemon. So, and a different idea came to mind. Either if you're playing through the game yourself, or have played through it, or if you watch my playthrough, because I've gotten through the main story, the question is, which trial in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon was your favorite, and why? Because there were a lot of interesting trials in the entire playthrough of the game, the main story of the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon game, the Alola region. Which of the, what would you call it? I guess there were 7 trials, plus 4 grand trials, so which of any of those trials were your favorite, and why? Leave that answer in a comment down below and include hashtag QOTD in your comment. And on February 5th, this coming Sunday, I'll be doing a random draw of everybody that's left the comment with the hashtag to receive the Breakthrough Code card I'm going to open up in just a moment. And I guess I'll mention mine first of all. Now, you're noticing probably, I should have mentioned this earlier, but a bit of a different format for the news update video thingy. I'm recording it a different way because for editing purposes, it's going to be faster for me, and I'm going to just try to keep everything in one video. So I'm going to open this up in this format, this camera angle, but I think I can probably still do it and show off the cards properly for you folks out there. Anyway, as I cut this pack open, I'd say probably the first one that comes to mind is one of my favorite trials in Sun and Moon would be the Wella Volcano Park trial of Kiawe, because that thing was just insane, crazy, silly, goofy. You know, look at the three Marowak. Look at how they are doing their dance, and look at it a second time. What is different? And what they would do is, if you missed it, they would have a completely extra character. Like at one point, the three Marowak do this little dance. The second time, there's a hiker blocking the very bottom of the screen. And you're like, I think that's the different part. And then the last one, the Totem Salazzle is dancing in the background, hands up in the air, and it's like, that was such a silly trial, but I liked it because of how goofy it was. Now, the follow-up battle, I wasn't very happy with because it was a very difficult battle for my team, and I got frustrated with it, but I'd say overall that was a pretty good one. Probably that is my favorite that comes to mind. Anyway, so your favorite trial, leave that in a comment below, #QOTD, and on February 3rd, you have a chance to win this code card here, which I'm going to secret off to the side until that time. Now let's do our little pack trick. I think you can see the cards here. We'll switch them around here, and let's see if I can actually do this on camera the proper way. So the first common card is a Snubbull. We've now got a Magnemite. Next we have a Pikachu, and hopefully you guys can see these cards okay. I'll try to hold them closer. We've got a Noibat, and final one is a Cubone. Look how sad that art is. I've said this before, but that poor Cubone has nothing but the bone to cuddle, whereas that mother and daughter in the background have each other. Anyway, uncommon cards, starting up with a Braixen. Next, we've got a Super Rod. Very useful card for the decks that I like to run. Shuffling back some basic Pokemon, or basic energy and Pokemon cards in the deck. We've got a Granbull. Goes good with that Snubbull I just picked up. Reverse foil card is a Stunfisk with Revenge and Thunder Blast. And the rare card of the Breakthrough Booster Pack is going to be a Gallade with, what is that? Premonition. Once during your turn, look at the top 5 cards of the deck, I believe this says, and rearrange them however you like. Sensitive Blade for 2 colorless energy to 60+. If you played a supporter this turn, is it 60 more damage? It is 70 more damage. You can do 130 by playing a supporter and getting off 170, sorry, why did I say 170? 130 damage using this Sensitive Blade. So that's what I got out of the booster pack myself. And again, for your chance to win this code card for the online game, answer the question of the day. That question is, once again, which trial in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon is your favorite and why? And on the 3rd of February, I'll draw one random name from the comments to receive that code card. But with that, we are done for the news update video thingy for the day. I guess, let me know also in the comments, do you like the way this format is now? Because I can get things edited quicker and showing off the cards here. I know the card or the video quality is not as good using my webcam as opposed to my phone camera. So if you prefer better quality for the cards, I can go back to doing that. Just let me know what you think. And at one point, when I do have the money, I want to get a better webcam, a better computer, basically, a whole different setup that I can do better videos for you folks out there. When I do eventually get a better camera, I'm sure the quality doing videos like this will be better. But in the meantime, if you prefer the phone camera with more crisp, more detailed video quality for the cards, just leave that in the comments down below, and I'll get back to whatever you guys want to see on the channel. But again, with that, we are now done. I want to say thanks for checking out the news update video, and stay tuned later today for the first of our weekly episodes, daily episodes for the week, is what I meant to say, of Pokemon Moon, in which we finally jump into the post-game, having become, spoilers for Friday, the Alola League champion. But post-game has a lot of stuff left to do in it as well, and we're going to start that off today in a couple hours' time as the video goes up. But again, thanks for checking out the news update. Professor Chaz is signing off, and I'll catch you next time.